I did hear some Jah and Fah sound effects, I believe, in the beginning of this pod. Tabor, would you like to describe the animal that might be making those noises that I hear?
Oh yeah, I do have the sound effects are on blast right now. Should I close the window or what do
No,
you make the
no.
call?
I love
Does it
it. No, I love it.
does it feel like campfire like we're like campside with John Fah right now?
It does. It does. I
I
hear some
like that.
crickets. I all I hear are the crickets, but I can picture the entire scene.
Do you think the mic quality is all right now? Because I realized I am on my Bose headphones, so I can switch back. I don't. You make the call right now.
I think everything sounds great
Rolling with it.
from me, from what
Rolling
I
with
can
it.
hear.
Okay, no, we're
You
rolling
sound
with it.
normal. All right.
How normal.
How? All right, we gotta start over. I
You are now listening to the Jah and Fah Show. Jah and Fah Show. Now listening. You are now listening to the Jah and Fah Show.
All right, more energy this time. Fifth time's the
Hello.
charm. Oh, how are you?
Dude, Ja, doing great, man. Having a great time tonight. Tabor, this is gonna be called the Ja and Fah Campfire episode.
Thank you for naming the episode so I don't have to think about it at all.
Not even think.
Because the thing is, like, if you do look, all like the descriptions and the name episodes kind of follow a similar format of like the or a two-word combination or something like that. So
Mhm.
it's nice to get even any input is nice. Like I hear some chips rattling around.
I hear some crickets rattling around. But yes, I do have some chips.
What are
Got
you having
some.
right now?
I have some scoop chips and some buffalo chicken dip, just made by AP Hall 11. Shout out Allie. Great, delicious buffalo chicken dip. She was going to originally make this when me and Tabor did the fantasy draft, the JFM fantasy draft, which we will get to. But she was working that day, so then we decided to do it for the first day of the football season, or the first, full day, first Sunday.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, dude. So it's
it
delicious.
rewards a long week of working and putting up with bullshit.
It does. And just to go back, just so our viewers aren't confused, this Jah and Fah pod will be called the Campfire episode because Tabor is fully embracing the great outdoors tonight.
Yeah, the windows are wide open. I'm practically outside. Basically spending the night outside.
Yeah. And it sounds great. I love it. I feel a cool breeze coming in, and I'm not even there.
I hope it's not annoying to listeners, but I think it'll be comforting.
I think it'll be nice. Be nice.
And if not, I mean, honestly, they can fucking hit the road for all I care.
Hit the road. No, we love all our viewers.
Am I throwing some spice out there?
Yeah, you are. Speaking of spice, I was talking to Tabor, posted my first TikTok and got some comments on it and all. And it was a lot of fun today seeing everyone's different opinions on stuff. I posted a little this is what I thought of the most recent Fortnite season. Super quick, super short. And, people definitely came in with their opinions. Some people weren't happy with the things I said. And you know what I say to those people?
I thought you were going to get spicy and be like, they can go fuck themselves.
Nah, I was actually. But no, you know what? It's fine. You know what?
Can't fight fire with fire.
Exactly. And it's all just opinion, and I was thinking about it today, when something is strictly opinion based, why do people get so worked up about it? When something's not a fact, for example, an album review, you might think it's fantastic and I might think it's shit. And there's really no way to prove it one way or the other. It's just strictly opinion. If you don't like it, it's well, all right, well, that's that,
Yeah.
What's even the point of arguing?
I'm on the same page with you because music and all art, movies, and just art in general is very subjective.
Exactly.
It is. If you like it, then you like it. It doesn't matter to anyone else. That's why, although there are things I do dislike, which I'm sure There's an album that we will get to that I dislike later. But I typically like things, and it's like
Mhm.
I don't know. I go in going to like it. Like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go in going to dislike it. Like it's if you open yourself to liking things, you'll enjoy most things.
No, exactly. And if you go in with that approach that you're already going to dislike it, then 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to like it. It's like impossible to switch that after you already like are feeling one way about certain thing. You know what I'm saying?
I wholeheartedly agree.
But yeah, no, and kind of back to what I feel like you and me keep saying, we do have some good content to bring up. I think the schedule for the
Yes.
Jah and Fah, we're gonna do another little album review. Probably not as extensive as our
Yeah.
Kanye West one.
No.
However, you can get a quick highlights of our review on TikTok, currently up on our Jah and Fah Pod TikTok account.
Yeah. Make sure to follow us. It's at Jah and Fah Pod.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up? I'm recording a podcast right now. Thank you. Is that the first ever Jah and Fah interruption?
I think it is. That was great. It took 23 episodes for that. Michael Jordan?
No, it's all good. It was just my mom.
Yeah, no. Shout out Taylor's mom. She's a great woman.
Yeah, big time, man.
But yeah, so
All right, so
we're
snap
gonna do a
back in.
little album review here. Yeah, check us out on TikTok nonetheless. We are gonna do a little album review. We're gonna talk a little bit of football, a little fantasy football, I believe. We do have big news of a reoccurring guest that we consistently bring up tonight. And I think there was one more thing we wanted to say.
Wait, I have to just interject in that this is not a news about a guest.
What is it?
It's not a guest that's been on the podcast at all, ever.
It's a reoccurring character.
There, thank you. And what was the other? I couldn't think of the other thing.
I thought there was one more. Well, we'll come up with it. But of course, it is Jah's week for a what do too. So we'll see what comes out of that. Oh, speaking of, real quick, a little of Jah and Fah feedback I received this week. The what dude sound scares the shit out of everyone, and I kind of think it's hilarious because it scares the shit out of me too.
I like that it's bad.
Because I don't even know when it comes, because sometimes it's, you bring up the what dude and you're like, all right, it's gonna happen like right away. Then it's like 8 minutes later, boom, what dude? And then sometimes, you're like, what?
It's so funny because there's no rhyme or reason to how I put them in. Never.
Really?
I just go in, and whenever I hear like what dude, or like it has to be after we've already said a what dude, and it has to be before the actual thing itself. So it could be anywhere in between that.
That's interesting. So there is a little formula to when it's added.
Somewhat, but like
rules.
not like extreme rules. Like I'll kind of. Well, the thing is that it come 8 minutes after sometimes because we get distracted,
Mhm.
and then we talk about something else before the what dude. So and then we'll like come back to it and be like, all right, the what dude, and then I'll put the soundbite right there.
Right.
You gotta be on your toes. That's the thing. It's a listening experience. From the beginning, I said this is the Jah and Fah experience. You're getting an experience when you listen to us.
This is true. We're more than a podcast. We're an experience.
This is the weird episode. This is the LSD episode or something.
Oh, dude. Also, in interview news, I did make some moves to potentially have a guest on the pod, but we'll see if that happens in the future.
Do you want to name drop that, or just let's move on?
I'm just putting it out there. Be looking for a guest in the future.
Okay, good to know.
Good to
All
know.
right, let's move on to one of the things that obviously happened. What was it? 2 weeks ago, we drafted your team.
Yeah.
In fantasy football, and now here we are. Fantasy football week 1 is almost in the books. We have a game tonight: Chicago Bears versus the Rams, and then tomorrow it's the Ravens and the Raiders. But mostly in the books. My team, it's fucking close because the guy threw in at the last second, put up 2 points, and now I'm only up 15. Very scary times at Harvard Ave right now.
You know what? Fantasy does that to you. I am very new to playing fantasy. I will say, but my first season or my first time doing it, I was like really like didn't care. Like I'd forget to set my line. Like I was that guy. Second year, I was like, all right, this is actually kind of fun. And like I played really hard the whole season, but my team was just so poopy butthole. And then this season, season three, it's better than ever. Tabor had a huge influence on my team this year, and overall, this was going to be safe for the pod. This tell Tabor how I'm doing currently. I am currently winning. I am winning 95-78, and my wide receivers did complete poop.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
And my wide receivers are Calvin Ridley and Brandon Ayuk, who put 0 points up today. And then my running backs did fantastic, but then Justin Herbert only got 13 points. So that kind of screwed me up a little bit.
Well, who does your opponent have left, if anyone?
Yep. So they still actually have David Montgomery to go, and they have Darrell Henderson Jr.
He's
actually don't know
the
who
starter.
that is.
He's the starting running back for the Rams.
Okay. Well, that's all he has left, and I have J Tuck, the Chargers defense, and that's it. But I'm also up by like almost 20.
I think that's pretty close to put away. Honestly, I can't see him coming back. I think the game tonight is going to be low scoring. Honestly, between those two teams.
Yeah. And are you going to watch that game after the pod?
Actually, it comes on about 10-15 minutes. I'll probably put it on when it comes on. We'll probably still be going, but I'll definitely be watching for sure.
Nice.
I'm a sucker for Sunday Night Football. Honestly, here's a little good side note. One of my favorite, like, one of the finer things in life. I love good commentators in big games, and especially like Sunday Night Football. It's just fucking Al Michaels, enjoying him while he's still around, man. He's fucking been doing it forever. He is synonymous with football. Every time you watch Sunday Night Football, it feels like it's a big game. It's like something to appreciate in a way. It makes the game more enjoyable by him just telling it.
Now, I feel like you may have already just answered this question, but not strictly just for football, but just in sports in general. How much do you think the commentators of the game impact your overall enjoyment of the game?
A lot, actually, because here's the thing: when it's say like the Eagles were to play, it's the Eagles, Redskins, the Washington football team. I was just like so natural. Yeah. It's just fucking Jesus.
I know. I actually wouldn't have even really caught you if you didn't stop.
I'm canceled. I'm done.
You're canceled.
Tabor's canceled.
Anyway.
But anyway, say it's like week 14 and both teams are in the playoffs. They're not going to put them on Sunday Night Football. They're not going to put the best commentators even at 1:00 on the game, because why would they? It's going to be their fucking shittiest people that they're just giving reps. So it's like fucking it changes the game in a way low key. It's like they don't add the same level of, even when you're watching and you know exactly what's going to happen, it's like affirming to hear the things that you're already thinking. Yeah. When you listen to bad commentators, you're just hearing bullshit. And then I'm almost making fun of the commentators more than I'm paying attention to the game.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's different how in each sport commentating is so different, because like in football, there was that problem with like Tony Romo a couple years ago when he was literally giving away the plays, right? Like, was it during the playoffs or was it just the regular season?
He's always done that, and he still does it to this day. I think for the most part, most people appreciate it. It's a small 1% of people that don't. It's like. It's awesome to have someone who has that much knowledge that they can point things out like that. He's never wrong.
Right. Well, right. And I just think it's interesting though. Like, so like in football, like you have commentators who can do that, but then like in basketball, like to an extent, maybe they can kind of talk about the play, but for the most part, it's just like happening so quick. You kind of like go into it after the play has already completed. And then like you have baseball where you don't really talk about the play as much as so much of just kind of filling that space with something. with
Yep.
stats or whatever.
Dude, you hit the nail on the head.
And then hockey, I think, is similar. It's similar to basketball. It's just like, so fast paced. It's like you can't really dissect the play until, after it happens. Where football, you can kind of dissect it before it happens, or at least predict what they're
You
going
have
to
that
do.
40-second break in between every play. So almost every
Exactly.
moment of every play is getting full analyzation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. No, you pointed out all things that I think about all the time with
Now,
for baseball especially. They
Mm.
just fill the space, man. Like it's the
Mm.
6th inning and they're just they're talking about the hot dog they had last night or whatever. Literally.
But you know what's tough about being a baseball commentator that I think does go a little underrated. And like, look, if I had to choose, I guess baseball would be the easiest to commentate in the grand scheme of following the game, if you want to say that. But I do think with being a baseball commentator, you need to know when to let the game breathe. Because like for hockey, I feel like the commentator could just go, go, go because it's just going crazy. But baseball sometimes just needs to like vibe out.
Yeah,
And
I agree. And not even to give light to guys that we just grew up with, but like Harry Callis was especially very good at that. Like in the moments that the crowd's going nuts, or you let them breathe for a moment. You don't always have to fill the air with space or with
Right.
talk of just whatever. Like fill it with things
Right.
that matter when they matter,
Exactly. And then another commentator that comes to mind in basketball is one that me and Tabor have a case of all the time, and that's Mike Breen.
Yes.
With the bat, like
Yep.
he's so known for that. Like if he's commentating, a playoff game, it is going to be so insanely hype, like
Yeah, I agree.
crazy. And then there is some like commentators you hear like for like let's say other market teams like like how the Sixers have Mark Zumoff, and then I don't really know many other ones, but then like you hear how some other commentators do it, and it's like they just sound so unenthused or like just so like you don't care, and it's tough to get into a game. It's like tough to like feel for if if they're not into it. And I've actually known people back to baseball who turn off Tom McCarthy because they don't like Tom.
Yeah, I would prefer, to be honest, if I had to choose, I like the radio commentators more. But Tom McCarthy's good. He's
fine.
He's not bad. He's good. I think we're going to look back and appreciate him if he was to go.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's going to be interesting because, as we all know, Mark Zumoff retired. So it's curious to see who's going to pick up for the Sixers. Do we know this information yet?
No, we don't. So it'll definitely be interesting.
I would love to see.
No, go on.
Last thing, I would love to see Tom McGinnis.
What a call! What a call!
I don't think they'd move him from radio though, but I don't know.
I would love that.
He's too. That would be so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a very sports-filled. You know what's funny though? Even though this has been a sports-filled beginning, it does seem like we're just sitting on some logs, roasting some mellows, just shooting the shit.
That is true. And the thing is, we will not be talking about our fantasy teams every week. Please believe it. Just the first week of the season, we're all excited.
And only if like something like truly wild happens, that's worth noting. But a little segue out of the fantasy, but involve someone who I'm in a fantasy league with, longtime character and brought up on the show. Congrats, Zach Schubert, who just had a baby the other day.
Yeah, sincere moment of congratulations to Zach Schubert. That's he brought a life into this world, man. That's admirable.
Good.
It's cool.
It's scary. And but yeah, congrats. He gave me a call. Baby's good. And she's here to stay. So we'll just see what happens. I'm sure we're going to be getting some calls from Zach Schubert. Still want to get him on the pod. I still hope he gets on the pod at some point.
I think he's got to be able to carve an hour out of his of his days.
I know, he's a busy guy.
Yeah, but when you do talk to him, you do get him for a couple hour windows.
I do. It's tough, but you got to carve that thing out. I do just want to add one quick story of Zach Schubert. He called me before he called me before the baby was born, and like he was just like talking, like he was like all nervous or whatever. I was like, dude, like it's gonna be crazy. Like, I can't wait to meet the kid. Like, I'll be Uncle Keith. And he went, who's having a baby? Oh, wait, you're talking about me. Okay, yeah, I got you now. And I was like, Zach. Did
Dude,
he
when you
ask me
said
who's
that,
having a baby?
you are gonna be Uncle Keith.
Yeah. I think
That's insane.
I kind of like it. I was thinking, like, what kind of uncle do I want to be? I kind of want to be the uncle that comes to the parties and like just puts down beers, plays
Yeah.
horseshoes,
Yeah.
like
You're making fun
Hawaiian
of
shirt,
Zach and the kid's just cracking up.
Hawaiian shirt, unbuttoned, hairy chest.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can picture all of this.
Exactly. Well, I told you, you know, I think I've told you this before. My, you know, old person persona I want to take on when I'm older is the straw hat, glasses, Hawaiian shirt, Corona on the side of the beach all day type of guy.
Yep, I think we've talked about this.
Bathing
Yep.
suit, flip flops, you know, just.
I respect this. This is the way to kick it.
Dude, and you know what? Because you know, when I'm older, I think I'm just gonna want to hang out at some nice locations.
I'm gonna be the one that gets like a
nice.
job at Target just so I can continue to talk to other humans.
Jeez. Dude, yeah, it's actually funny you brought that up. I wanted to ask you, this might sound like a dumb question, but how do you feel about your social skills going back into work and like talking to people every day?
If I had a tack, I'd make my finger bleed with like just a little touch. They sharp as a fucking tack.
Yeah, so you didn't lose a beat. Nothing.
Not at all.
That's
I still got
amazing.
my silver tongue. Still
Good.
finessing.
Good.
Although I will say, I'm going to use this word, and I don't use it lately, and I wouldn't pull it out unless I meant it. Last night, this lady came in to spin, fucking huge cunt to everyone. It was like
Really?
absolutely insane. Like just one of those people. I won't go off too long. One of those people she is pissed off at the world and has an agenda against everyone. No one was going to make her happy, you know.
And what was her original issue? Did she just come in and?
So it was a party with a very large brand in Philadelphia. I'm not going to say the company, but we've had issues with them before. One of our titles of our episodes is named "Fuck This Particular Business." That's all I'm going to say.
You'll have to go down and look.
Go down and look. I don't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, so they come in and fucking. I think she must have been. So when people come in for a party, regardless how big or small, when they organize a party through the sales team, essentially like there's a host of the party, and to say it was you and you were bringing all your work friends to my job, or the banquet captain, I wasn't me last night, but it would be me in the future. I would be talking to you right away to make sure like your menu is good. You like the drink options. If you want food. This lady like fucking had it in her mind that she could literally get anything they wanted, which they can do, but they just didn't organize it in this way. And she just had it out for everyone, just saying that nothing was right. It was shitty. Like even when I went up to her, I was serving the party. I was cool with everyone else. Fucking, I go up to her and she asked, of course, she asked for a bunch of different martinis. She asked for an espresso martini. I can't remember all the names of them, but she asked for 3 or 4 different drinks that I had no clue what the fuck she was talking about. She finally settled on a fucking margarita, and she took 1 sip and then didn't touch it again. Party left an hour early.
Oh, jeez, man.
Crazy.
Jeez.
And she was like laying into my manager. Like it was crazy. Like I've never seen anyone have the energy that she did. She was just being such a fucking B word. I won't say it. I will not say it.
She just showed up to cause a scene. Sounds like.
I really think that she might have been like the second or third in charge and was just on a major power trip, but I have no clue. I didn't see the papers. I didn't see if it was not to genderize, but if it was a woman's or a man's name on the paper, that was like the host. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. But it was other than that, seriously, it was a fucking great night. I mean, the start of the night, man, fucking people came in with the fucking, if you know It's Always Sunny, they came in with I know you don't, but like they came in with they came in as the Wade Boggs crew, and they kept mark of all of the beers that they had throughout the day. Oh shoot, I'm sorry. Wow.
No,
Wow.
dude, that was good.
I didn't
It's
mean
an
to.
it's
Didn't
an
mean to.
experience.
You hear the ding?
I did. I heard
Yeah,
it.
that was free. That, by the way, I gave that out for free.
That was a free sound effect.
But yeah, so that's my rant on that lady. She sucked.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, no, and I am happy to hear that like your social, you know, being able to be in social interactions didn't slip at all, because talking Allie, and I brought this up before, I've noticed, I feel like mine do. Like I used to go out of my way to talk to people, where now like if they talk to me, I'll be able to bring out my, hey, how you do? Whatever, my
Yeah.
nice voice. Wait, actually, that just reminded me, quick funny story the other night. Um, Allie was a one-person comedy show the other night, man, just
Really?
cracking me up. And
Just one of those nights.
I was, a little fum lum, if you know what I'm saying, as
Okay. Yeah.
well.
I'm
But
picking up what you're putting down.
she was hilarious. And one of the things she started doing, she was like, do you want me to show you my customer service voice? And I was a little too afraid of the 100%. So I asked for 20% of her customer service voice. And I got to hear it progressively go. And it's so crazy how people can change their voice so drastically. Like,
Big time.
like Alex just talking to me like this, whatever. And then it's, hi, how
Yeah.
can I, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just so crazy. And I know mine's really bad because John Macaluso, full name drop, would call me out all the time at JFM because mine does get bad. I can't do it unless I'm in
Yeah.
the situation, but my voice does get higher pitched and I do talk a little slower.
I think here's my thing on the customer service voice, and this is a very much brag. I'm gonna label it as a brag right now. I do. Everyone has a customer service voice in a way. Like I do have it, but I swear to you, I just roll up as Tabor, man. No customer service voice. You're
Nothing.
getting mans from me. How y'all doing? This, that, the other. It's good, man.
Would you consider yourself Sal Volcano?
Yes. Yes.
Impractical Jokers shout out. Speaking of which, have you asked any of them to be on the pod yet?
No, I haven't. I'm waiting for the right time, man.
We'll get Sal on here.
That would be sensational. Honestly.
Yeah, or maybe he'll invite us on his podcast.
So can I tell you something that happened to me the day before I went to work yesterday?
I would love to hear about it.
I went to go get like fucking blunt wraps before work in like at the gas station. I fucking pull up, get out of my car, I walk up to the door, and as soon as I'm about to pull the handle, it opens. I was like, oh, thank you. The woman says to me, oh no, I wasn't holding it for you.
Oh?
I was like, okay. Then
Like, what were you doing?
I take my thank you back then, I guess. Like, what do you want me to say to that?
Like, what was the point of saying that?
I know, that's what I thought. I was like, why
She
the fuck
didn't-
would you say that to me?
She didn't even need to say any words, honestly.
Right,
Could have gotten away with saying nothing.
Literally could have been like, yeah, I meant to do that. Like, sure.
Jeez.
How about that, man?
Dude, I'm a big guy on just like why, like I feel like we should have a whole segment of like, why would you say that? Like that's like a great point. Like I say at the alley all the time, like if someone's being a dick for no reason, or just a comment like that, like that doesn't help the situation.
Yes.
And if anything, it makes it worse. Like, why would you say that? Like, just be silent at that point.
I agree. And you know what? Here's one of the biggest life lessons I ever got. And you know who it was from? Not that I've met him, but I read it. Fucking Sam Hinkie one time talked about how in like even a professional setting, you need to think about your words a lot. And if you're saying things all the time that's just bullshit, a lot of people are going to throw away what you say mentally. They're not going to focus on it. If you keep it concise and make your comments like memorable comments every time you speak, you know, it's like it builds a reputation as like your words matter. Like,
Yeah.
if you're just saying things all the time that don't matter, you're just, no one's going to listen to you.
No, I that is great advice. I was just saying this the other day too. I feel like I always say that, but you know, I feel like I get into all these interesting conversations throughout the week. They just always come out. But one of the things I was thinking about is like thinking of myself like in the past few years, and just like how cringy sometimes it would like I personally felt I was just because I would just talk so much or not, and like mostly more so. So even though yes, I feel like my social interaction is a little more reserved, I think it's a little better because I think before I'd almost talk too much, where now it's like, you know, just pull it back if you want to talk to me. I'd be more than happy to talk, but you're starting it. Like to a stranger, not to like
Yeah,
friends,
yeah,
like
yeah.
not,
No, of course.
you know what
That's
I'm
a
saying?
given. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And I think to look back and cringe at yourself is a good thing. That's
It
personal growth.
is. It is. And you know, one thing I will say that I'm really happy that I've done, you know, I am happy that I have, man, actually, this is great. I'm happy I'm about to bring this up. It is fun to be doing something that you can go back and look at your growth. Like for me, it's like music. Like I have every single beat I've ever made from the very first beat I made to now, and just to listen to that growth. And I also have every single stream from the Morale Zone from 2018 saved on this 4 terabyte hard drive, and this thing just got filled up
That's
the other
awesome,
day.
man.
I had this since 2018. It has all of my beats and all the streams, and I have to finally get a new one. But my point is that whole thing is like it's good to look back and cringe at yourself. It's fun to look back at like old streams and old music and stuff and be like, oh man. But at the time I thought it was like fire, you know, and like it's
Yeah,
fun to see your growth and to get bigger, like, you know, when you do stuff like that.
yeah, absolutely. That it all comes together, man.
One other thing I found on that hard drive is an episode of the Stony Balonies. And, you know, comment at us. What do you think the Stony Balonies were?
We need to put it out, man.
Well, that's different, I think. I think
That's
that's
just
different
that's.
than the fish one.
I think that's just me and you.
I think it is as well.
I don't even
I
remember. I don't remember that one at all.
I couldn't tell you one thing we talked about.
Me either.
I'll
Probably
have to listen
music.
to it.
No, please no.
Probably music for sure.
Oh
But
man, that's fucking great.
I
I'm
know.
telling you, man. If we ever got, God forbid, we miss a week, we got to put one of those out.
I know. I know. I do agree. I do agree. But yeah, I mean, besides, oh yeah, the only other thing I want to say was I touched on it a little bit before. New F Night season coming out. I'm low key kind of hyped for it, just for something new. I haven't jumped back into Apex at all. I feel like as soon as I was about to, no one played it again. I
Did
never played
everyone bail on it
Warzone.
as soon as you were ready to play?
Literally. So I'm waiting for the season 8, man. I'll tell you what, I did the final. I never do these, but I did like the season finale thing, like they always have an event or whatever. It was pretty crazy, honestly. And I know nothing about the new season, but I will say this, it looks like the entire island is getting blown up.
Wow.
So I'm a little nervous to see, but the new season does drop at 4 a.m. Allie did threaten to wake up at 4 a.m. But
What a
we'll see.
threat.
What a threat. But it's always exciting, man, especially like, you know, new season coming. As you can see, we have fall, you know, decorations going, you know, football starting, a new season of F Night. Just, you know, as much as I do love summer and like the summer themes, it is nice to like switch over sometimes.
I completely agree. I think the switchover is good.
Especially when everything's kind of happening all at once like that. I feel like that's super cozy,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, are you a big fall guy?
Yeah, I enjoy all seasons, honestly. I know that sounds cliche, but you got to take each season for what they are. They're all good in their own ways.
No, yeah, I agree with you. And you know, I said it before, I feel like Florida gets a, you know, a hit because it's always hot here, which is to somewhat a degree correct, but it really does get cold in the winter, man. Like
Yeah.
it gets like last year, I don't know what the temperature was, but all I know is I was wearing a hoodie and like a jacket for like
Well,
weeks.
keep in mind that you are conditioned to the weather. Like you're used to the weather. Now, not
No,
saying
exactly.
it doesn't get cold. You're still
Yeah.
cold, but like
I am.
If I
And
went to eat, that's the thing. When everyone comes down from Jersey and sees you in any of the wintertime, they're probably like, "It's fucking gorgeous out." Unless it's like
mhm,
dead heat of the winter and it's like barely getting to 50s or something. I don't
yeah,
know. Like,
right. But no, and exactly, and I feel very conditioned. Like I'm nervous to go to, back to Jersey, in the wintertime, because I would like to go there for some Christmas and snow potentially. I doubt it, but I'm a little nervous because we last year before the pod, we went to Philly in February and there was all that ice. Dude, me and Allie were freezing
you
that
guys were
weekend.
struggling. I remember that.
We were struggling, man. I mean, we made it through, but it was cold.
We need to do
And
that again this year badly.
I would love that. I would love that. I think it was a great time the first time. That
That
that should be
was.
that should be another yearly thing.
I completely agree. That was a great time.
It was. But Tabor, I would love to hear your what
What did you say?
Now look, where's it gonna be? Is it burr or is it gonna where's it gonna land? No one knows.
Do people like how abrasive the sound clip is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah.
I like it too, man.
What, dude? Wait.
You know, I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
be
what
completely honest. I don't
yeah,
have a what, dude.
nothing? Nothing? Nothing you can pull out of your Ohe.
Let's keep talking for like a minute, and I'll keep trying to think of something.
Either that or I have one on standby.
Do you want to do the standby one, and I'll owe you two in a row?
Am I gonna put an IOU on a what dude right here?
Yeah, I
You-
respect this though.
this is actually gonna be the first time ever that we're giving a what dude to someone out. Wait, hold on. I worded it all wrong. First time that a what dude can't happen by the person who has to do the what dude, so they're giving it to the other person for an IOU for 2 days in a row, 2 weeks in a row.
Wow.
Did you like that?
Yes.
All right. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Where is it here? Okay. All right. Here we are. This week's what, dude? This is going to be in honor of Social Media Day. The hashtag symbol is technically called a octothorpe. Huh?
What the fuck is that?
That's what the hashtag symbol is called, an octothorpe. Oh, THORPE, thorpe.
I don't know,
think.
man.
Octothorpe.
Here's my what, dude. Ready?
Yeah.
I'd like to petition the world for us to have. Okay, so in terms of talking about the hashtag, it used to be something else. It used to be the pound sign on the phone, right, or whatever, the octofucking thorpe or whatever the fuck.
Octothorpe, baby.
we should, as a society, start to transition to have italics be the sarcasm font.
Oh, I'm so for that.
Because this way there won't be messages getting misconstrued because you're joking or like something like that. Like the pound sign went from being a pound sign on the phone or whatever. I don't know what it did exactly to help you on the phone to.
It was like to get to a different, like if you call it a business or something, I think, to get
Yeah,
to
you're
other
right.
people within the
Yeah,
business, maybe or something.
something like that. I can't quite remember, but that went from that to now it's known as like a hashtag, like literally.
Yeah.
So
that
why
is interesting.
can't regular italicized font go from just being a font to being the sarcasm font? It should. It literally should. It would make texting easier.
Especially if you use a lot of sarcasm.
Exactly. And like I am a very sarcastic person, so this helps.
So here's an interesting question. Last thing about social media or like texting and stuff. Do you think like, what is it called? Like an LOL? Like what's that called?
That's an abbreviation.
Is that it? Okay. So like, do you think those types of abbreviations are almost going away? Or do you think they're still popular today?
No, they're still popular, just not in that way, because we don't have the need to do it anymore because everyone has a full keyboard. That
That's
was
true.
that was more a product of the fact that we were all using the fucking flip phones.
And it was tough.
And LOL was a lot easier than saying ha 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 or I'm laughing.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big haha guy. I like the haha.
Yeah. I love sending LMAOs. I
They're
always say
good.
that, yeah.
Well, and
They're
Tabor's a
easy.
big.
Always.
Real quick about a flip phone. Me and Allie went to our favorite diner yesterday. Dude, I got chicken and waffles. The best. I don't like get that ever, but like at this place, it was just amazing. Full chicken, this Louisiana hot sauce with it, syrup. It was like a sweet and sour like kind of sauce, like syrup
that.
and hot sauce. It was delicious. The waffles were amazing. But anyway, the one guy who worked there was taking his break and he was sitting at a booth kind of thing, and he had a flip phone. I thought that was like wild. Like he was operating the thing. Like I was like, can you still contact someone through that? Because it seemed like most carriers and all were like kind of doing the transition. Like if you have a flip phone, like you're getting rid of it now. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel like most places are phasing it out. Who knows? Because it probably makes them less money.
Yeah, I mean it's probably just a hassle to keep them at this point, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, do you have anything else for us today?
It's been a good one, man.
I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude. It's cozy campfire with Jah and Fah.
Cozy campfire. I think we're gonna roll out the sleeping bags tonight and get the tent set up and call night.
It's been a good one, man. Thanks everyone for listening.